Twing.
Welcome to another Kyle High Club podcast episode. And as usual, I've got a very special guest with me. Today on the show, I've got Charl Du Plessis, aka Sea Snake, aka Sea, aka Seerover. Welcome, Charl.
Thank you, Kyle. A very nice introduction. You forgot SEEP.
Sea.
C to the EEP.
And whoever doesn't speak Afrikaans will not get these puns at all.
Yeah, it's a special edition pun, that one.
It's a limited special edition. You know, there's only one of them out there.
Yeah, no, I still remember the day you started dropping all of these C puns on my name. And it was just like I had my phone in my pocket. I was on site in Sasolburg working on something, and I thought my phone was ringing. At the tempo, you were sending in these single C puns. It's like I was thinking, like, who the fuck is calling me now? It's like, no. it's just I have 20 unread WhatsApp messages from Kyle. Okay.
But it's because you told me. I remember we were sitting at my house sometime, and you said there isn't a lot of puns with my name. People always use charlatan.
Yeah, Charlotte.
Or Charlotte. And after you said that, I vowed that I will get tons.
And oh boy, did you get them.
Yeah. My favorite is Charles Barkley. To be honest, that's my favorite.
That one just it is a bit different from the rest. You know, it has an air of sophistication to it. It's just like, oh, nice. You know, now I kind of share. Yeah.
No, go for it.
Yeah, and now I just share half a name with the new King of England.
Yeah, Prince Charles.
Yeah. Yeah, Charles is the other one. Strangely enough, sometimes Sean or Carl, it's like, okay, well, you know, if that makes life easier for you, you can call me Sean or Carl. Doesn't matter, really.
Sean.
You just Charles. It becomes kind of like Sean. You know, the start is the same. So, you know, if you don't know where the Shah is going, you might as well go for a Sean.
I've had people call me Carl. That's a good one. And somehow the Afrikaans folks call me Karel.
Just taking an extra step into the wrong direction.
Where are you finding all of these extra letters and consonants? Carl. You know that?
Yeah, I mean it's Kyle and Carl. You know, Carl. It's it's kind of related, but it's not close. And then they're just like, no, we just keep going with Carl.
Let's just butcher it completely in like the most blunt language ever and just say Carl.
Yeah.
But Charles, you live in Pretoria.
Yeah, mostly, like I would say 99% of my time I spend in Pretoria, if I can help it.
Where do you spend the other 1%?
Everywhere you don't want to go. Yeah. So that's the thing with me. You know, you usually get people who say they love traveling. It's like, oh, it's so wonderful. They just love going around places. My experience with traveling has been like, your job tells you to go somewhere. That is shit traveling, right? Because obviously, you know, if you travel for work, right, with the start, it's like, it's not nice, right? And especially the places I travel to for work, it's like places people avoid, you know, it's like on the way to somewhere they want to go. So traveling has not been a passion for me. Yeah. I mean, so that's why I get people. It's like, oh, why don't you like traveling? It's so much fun and stuff. It's like, no, it's not fun waking up at 3 a.m. because you have to be on the road at 4 a.m. so that you can arrive on time somewhere at 8 a.m. But it's not fun. Like, there's no way that kind of
And you're not
traveling
going there
can
for
be
for
fun.
holiday. You're going there for work. That's the
Yeah, you're
true
going there
difference.
to speak to someone with halitosis, and you can't tell them like, please just don't breathe near me. Things like that are rude, and you just this is the work traveling is the worst. Like I said, because it's like yeah, exactly because of that. It's like people want you somewhere, in the northwest. You have to be there at 8 a.m. Okay, well, how are you going to do that? Well, you just leave very early. Okay, how far is it? No, it's about 5 hours. A standard consultant trip, right? Like maybe 10 hours. We could tell you like, okay, you can have a travel day for that. But 5 hours, come on, man. Like you can do
It's
that.
just a little bit more than tedious. 5 hours is just a little bit more than tedious.
Oh yeah, and then the great part is like, okay, you pitch up somewhere in the Northern Cape at 8 a.m. and then once you're done with the 2 hours you need to be there, then we're like, okay, so when can we expect you back at the office in Pretoria? I'm like, okay, well, yeah, I guess just after lunch, guys. Like that.
Yeah, let me just quickly drive another 10
Yeah,
hours and I'll be there before lunch.
yeah, no, yeah, no. I packed a lunch, so I don't have to stop anywhere. Like I'll be there just after lunch. So that's the kind of traveling I did. So I don't like it. So I'm like, no, no, no. If I don't have to travel, if I don't have to go places, like that's great. Like that's
We've
my
traveled
vibe,
to fun places before.
and that was fun. Well, that was the kind of nice traveling that other people seem to enjoy. For me, it just immediately puts me into that mind space of, oh, why the fuck do I have to wake up at 3 a.m. now? It's like, traveling.
Because I know
But
when every single time you traveled with me, one of my biggest problems is having to wake you up because it probably reminds you that you're probably going to have to travel for work.
it's going to trigger me.
One of my favorite
And if,
things about Charl is if he comes and visits at your house, he will visit there. You know what I mean? When he visits the whole weekend. You have like 24/7 Charl for like a whole weekend, and that's what one thing I always loved about you. You like can pass out anywhere, you can sleep anywhere, and you're comfortable, and you have a whole full weekend of Charl. That's one of my favorite things when I used to invite you over to come and visit.
yeah, I don't leave.
Yeah, that's a cool
It's
thing.
like you could be in a relationship, you could be there with your girl, and you'd be wondering like, oh, it's nice time to spend with. We'll just have a nice, um, a nice get together, a nice little party. We can invite a few friends, and I would just never leave.
I like that. I like that though. I'm not sure about other people, but I think it's a cool thing. If you book Charlie and he gives you his undivided attention, that's one thing that I
Yeah,
like about it.
yeah. The only trigger is when it's Sunday afternoon and the sun starts going down. It's like, oh yeah, I would like to go to bed at a reasonable hour as well. So I guess I'll leave now.
Or like, oh, well, it's getting late.
Yeah. Yeah.
Work in the morning, am I right?
Yeah. It's like, thanks for that Friday party. It was a nice one.
And this you say at like 10 o'clock on a Sunday evening.
Yeah, because even when the sun goes down, it's like kind of like a trigger. But then I get ready, and it's another 4 hours.
So guys, what are we gonna eat?
Yeah, yeah. Like, you guys ordering pizza or
Oh, should we go get something? Speaking of food, one of my favorite meals I've ever had in my life was with you. So I remember this day. So we went to Hog's Back in the Eastern Cape, and we were there with a bunch of friends. We made a potjie that night, a little stew for
Ooh.
those foreign people. And nobody
Yeah, it's
ate
just yeah, it's a camping stew basically. Yeah, and no one we made it and abandoned it.
exactly, and everybody forgot about it. So you make this on a fire in a little miniature cauldron outside, and we all went to bed and no one ate it, right? And the next
Yeah,
day,
we all helped make it. We all helped, at least a little bit, But yeah, I mean, it's not like any of us didn't know it was there.
yeah, everybody added to it and everybody pitched in to make this. But I don't know, we got it, we were all in conversation. Me and you got lost in the woods that night somehow also.
Yeah,
But
we were playing Extreme Navigator,
yes.
going to the woods and navigate out. Somehow that's a game.
So what we did was we went into the dark woods and
With light,
with light.
on easy mode.
And we walked until we couldn't hear the camp or see the campsite anymore. And the goal was to try and find our way back without the lights.
Yeah, it's like, don't make it easy. Like, this is, the navigator game.
What we didn't bargain was the woods were very lush and there's a lot of foliage. So we couldn't look at stars. So everything is dark.
Yeah. And because it's quite dense, you can't walk in a straight line. You walk somewhere and then you have to navigate around a bush. And that throws you off more than you can imagine, especially in the dark when
Exactly.
you don't have a light.
Trees look the same.
Yeah.
So by the time we managed to find our way back to the campsite, everybody was asleep.
Yeah. We're probably in a drunken sleep as well. It took us a while to get out of it.
And then the next morning, when we woke up, a lot of the guys went to go have breakfast, but me and you decided, you know what, we enjoyed getting lost in the woods. Let's go do this in daylight.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a nice hiking trail.
Yeah, it was one of my favorite hiking trails. I mean, so it's got some of the oldest trees in the country in that hiking trail.
Yeah, very comfortable hike, especially for someone with limited melanin like myself. So
Yeah.
no sunburn. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's nice and cool. I mean, you're not hot. It's a nice brisk walk. The hardest part about it was getting back to the road at the last bit of the hike.
Yeah, so we didn't. We found this hiking trail, and we decided, okay, we'll at least have a sense to take some water, but we didn't have a sense to think like, where the hell does this trail end?
No.
And it wasn't a circular route. It's like you walk this hiking trail, you're just out there in the town now, wherever it ends. Like, that's where you are. Like, well done.
Like 3 hours of walking one way. And it's like, okay, where are we now? And
and the worst part is at the end of our side of where we took the trail, it ends with you climbing up a waterfall. So we've been walking for a few hours. We've almost drained all of the water we have, and then it's like, okay, now you get to climb up the side of a cliff. Just like, yeah.
And that was the hardest part of the whole hike was, like climbing this waterfall to just get to a road.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't for that nice family who picked us up.
Yeah, the poor family, they were nice enough to take pity on two hikers and pick them up. And I could tell, like, we immediately increased the temperature in that car alone by a few degrees. Just getting in.
It's like I'd seen an Anchorman when he jumps in the bear pit and he's like I immediately regret this decision. As we got in this car, you can just see, like, why did we just offer a ride to these two smelly human beings?
Yeah. Yeah, no, we were stewing. Like,
And that brings me to the point. And after this whole entire excursion of us just getting lost in the woods, spending the whole day, we came back to the campsite, and those other rascals were still out eating, and we were just
yeah,
tired.
yeah, they also didn't want to give us a lift.
No,
We did call them, and they were like, "No, we're having breakfast. Like, you guys wanted to hike, you sort it out."
by that time they were having lunch. By that time they were having lunch. And when we got back to the campsite, that poiky, that stew was still hot from the coals from the previous night, and no one touched it.
Oh yeah, but you forgot someone did touch it. No. In the middle of the night, the master chef and the master poiky chef and Andre woke up to them complaining. They were saying that there's no meat in this little stew. We chucked a lot of meat in there, and they were quite upset. They were very upset that there was no meat. It's like absolutely nothing. And they were theorizing that they said, the hippies, it's like it's these bloody hippies. They fucking stole our meat. And, I think they were mentioning that, but there's still bones in here. And the master chef was just like, these hippies would suck the meat off the bone and throw that bone back into the pot. Like, they would fucking do that, these motherfuckers. They were so upset.
While we were sleeping at night.
We were. I was sleeping soundly. I woke up to them complaining about these meat thieves, like lurking around these so-called vegetarian motherfucking hippies, skulking around, stealing meat from unsuspecting tourists.
I woke up to my mattress exploding.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but oh, that was a good one. Yeah, but also the funny part was about the meat is like this spot had been stewing for so long. It's like the next morning when me and Carl got back from the hike and we were dishing it up, we saw actually that the meat had evaporated into the water. There were like little strands of meat through the whole thing. So no one stole the meat.
It was just cooked so thoroughly, and that's why I said that was still one of my favorite meals I've had in my life. This stew was stewing for almost longer than 24 hours. On this, like simmering on this low heat coals this whole entire time. And we feasted. We were so hungry, we were so tired.
We ate it out of cups. Like, we didn't have bowls. So we got cups. We're like, no, there's no way we're not eating this. Like, there's no bowls. Like, we've got cups. It's fine.
We took our plastic beer mugs, that you get at festivals, and we just dunked it into the stew like a ladle. when we could eat the stew out of those little beer cups, and that was one of my favorite meals I've ever had in my life.
Yeah. Tired, sweating, after traumatizing a family in a car. It's all of this. You need to have a good meal.
This is not the first time we managed to traumatize families together.
Like, I don't recall.
Okay, so let me paint this picture. Okay, guys, please don't judge me or Saul or our friend Rudolph, because he was also involved in the traumatizing of families. So when I used to live on a farm in the middle of nowhere, Charl and my friend Rudolph and a couple of my friends always came through to come and visit me on the farm. And we went to this holiday resort with a slide. That was our day out excursion.
Oh,
Is it coming back now?
yes.
And I had a bright idea to take dishwashing liquid with us to the slide to get like extra speed. And this was fun because we would like just lather ourselves up. We will oil ourselves up with this dishwashing liquid and go down the slide.
Which was closed, by the way. That's why we needed some lube to go down.
The slide was out of order. So we would splash a dish to get it wet, and then we would lather ourselves up with soap just so we can go down the slide. And then eventually, children would see what we're doing. So
they would go down the slide, and then it would suck, and they would be like, like, why are these old guys having so much fun and we're not? Like, let's go ask them, what's your secret?
Oh, what you doing there, old man? So we had a queue of children lining up that we would lather them with dishwashing liquid so they can also go down the slide.
Yeah, but this is after we tried. They were like, how come you guys are going down there so fast? And we'd say like, we're just heavier. They didn't believe us. For the longest time, they kept insisting, like, no. Like, how are you doing it?
Imagine this. It was me, you, Peter, and Rudolph, I think.
Oh yeah, but it's not Peter the videographer. It was a different Peter.
It's other Peter. Peter.
Yeah.
And so 4 drunk guys getting kicked out of a family resort for lathering children up so everybody can go down a broken slide. And what we didn't know, the foam accumulated so much that it went into the pool down the hill from the slide, a couple of meters away.
Yeah, it was a good 50 meters away. It still made it there.
Yeah. So that wasn't the first time we traumatized families together.
I didn't consider that the whole family got affected.
The whole theme park got affected by us.
Oh yeah. I was quite drunk.
We were all quite drunk. This is what we did. And get this, everybody. This was the day where Charl decided he's going to buy a car.
Oh yes. Yeah, you said, I've got a few good leads. This was before I knew what traveling for work meant, right? I was still, comfortably getting to all my destinations on 2 wheels. And for my first job, they said like, okay, it's cool and all, you look like a good candidate, but to do this job, you really need a car, right? And I had limited funds and a lead on, like, I needed to buy a car. I didn't have a choice. I needed one.
And being a farm town, I told him, like, listen, there is cars here in that price range. That's all I said. In that price range.
So, like, you could get a car for this price over here. And I'm like, okay, well, like, let me get one.
So during the test drive, I needed to jump. Jump.
I need to jump.
And after going out there, jump the car to get it just back to the dealerships, Charl was like, I'll buy it.
and buy it I did.
Like of the unsuccessful test drive, Charl says, "You know what?" Slaps the hood. I'm buying this car.
Yeah, let me take it for a 2 hour drive back. At least they put in a new battery, and on the drive back on the highway, you know what I found there?
What?
Like fifth gear didn't work.
Because you couldn't test the fifth gear in the test drive.
We didn't get that far. The fifth gear was fucked.
That car for?
I think it was 1 or 2 years. Like I used my first paycheck to fix, the gearbox and, get something sorted because obviously it needed a lot of sorting. It was a nice car, and then someone did me the favor of stealing it because, like, really, it was a fucking money pit at that point. You just had to keep repairing the damn thing.
Someone did you a favor and stole it.
Yeah, yeah,
Was it
yeah. Somehow, what was it?
yeah. So,
Yeah. Yeah, no, it got stolen. Like for some reason, because it's still working. Like there's some part of you who thinks like like buying a whole new car when you have a car that's working is stupid. Right? That's a waste of money. Like, I mean, why am I going to buy a whole car? It's like saying, well, I've got a coffee mug. Like, why do I need to buy a whole new fucking coffee mug and replace it? Right? Like what I do is just like throw this one out the window and get a new one.
yeah, get someone to steal this coffee mug at the office, and you have a reason to buy a new one.
Yeah, yeah, no, they stole it from home.
Isn't that that Nissan Sentra of yours had leather seats and electric windows, if I didn't mistake?
It was a nice car as well. Yeah, no, it had leather seats, power steering, electric windows. It even had electric fuel injectors, which kept breaking.
Wow.
Well, not the fuel injectors themselves, but the control unit, like, just kept dying. It would be weird. You would like, yeah, it had all the features, and yeah, but I should have known that this thing getting stolen is in the cards because it's got basic locks, doesn't have any security on it, and if you drive around the townships, like, you see them everywhere. So it was only a matter of time.
Yeah, so people know how to steal those cars. They have already mastered the practice of stealing this on Sentras.
Yeah, no, they've probably got one,
This isn't your first car that you got stolen, though.
That was the first one. But the second one was also a Nissan. Yeah. So I can't, if I drive a Nissan, like, beware. Like, it's very high risk.
So luckily you drive a Hyundai now, which is, you're safe for now.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't had 2 Hyundai stolen from me. Yeah. And it's like, I can't drive Rudolph's car ever. Like, if I get behind the wheel of that thing, yeah. That's the first thing I noticed now. I was like, is this car in the sun? No. Okay, cool.
Sorry, I can't drive you to the hospital. It might get stolen in the parking lot. You're driving in the sun.
I'm pretty sure it would. Like, to stop by the road, help someone. It's like, oh shit, like, let me drive you to a hospital. And you get there.
You drive.
And you like help them into the ER or whatever. And you get back, it's like, what, guys, like, what happened to the car that was here? And they're just like, no, someone else like took it. They took it out of the way. Like, they said they know you, and be like, oh, fuck, another Nissan stolen.
Imagine you're with someone in the ambulance, on the way to the hospital, and you find out that the ambulance itself is a Nissan.
It's like,
I was gonna get on. But so the second the Sunday got stolen was you just went to the shops minding your own. I remember you went from my house. You were at my house.
yeah, it's yeah, you actually helped me move,
Yeah.
and I was borrowing my parents' Nissan because it was a small pickup and it had room for some of the furniture. You helped me unload it, and I said, yeah, okay, cool, you've got things to do. Like, I'm just gonna go stop, get some groceries, and just finish for moving in. Got the groceries, and oh, um, but no way, the car's gone.
So there's a
The car's stolen. Yeah, and I went to the car guard on duty. I'm telling him like, hey man, it's like my car's been stolen. Like, are you serious? Like, this guy's busy chatting up some girl there. And here I am just complaining about my stolen car. He's like, oh, really? No.
if I was you, I would have said like, listen, dude, I'll give you 1,000 rand if you tell me where my car is. It's like go out in the parking lot to find it. It's like, where is it?
Yeah.
Don't you think that is such a bizarre occupation? And I thought about it the other day because other countries don't have car guards. It's like one of the most bizarre things that I've ever thought about how homeless people kind of like evolved to the point where it's an actual occupation right now. Because homeless people, so how I see the evolution started, and it's actually quite interesting if you have to think about it. In my mind, homeless people decided I need to make money, so I'll look after people's cars and hopefully I'll get a tip. And this has actually evolved to a point where shopping centers employ people as car guards to look after people's cars. I think that is such a interesting micro evolution of occupation that never existed, which has become a norm.
Yeah. I mean, completely. And they don't have any powers under law. They literally just keep an eye on stuff you put somewhere in an area, saying like, okay, I'll be around. Like,
And you feel
if there's someone who's just
you feel bad for not having a little coin with you when you reverse out, dude. Like they get you with a guilt trip. It's like, dude, I looked after your car. You don't have to.
I even told you like it's safe for you to reverse out now, and now you're just driving away. Like, I helped you get out of a parking spot. Like, I helped you get into a parking spot. While you were in there doing your thing, I was out here, keeping an eagle eye on him
the whole day.
Yeah. And now you're just leaving.
Yeah, where are you going? I went as a car guard for one Halloween once. I dressed up as a car guard because the reason for that was there's nothing as frightening as the hand of a car guard by your window and you don't have change.
Yes, that's the suburban horror.
Where they know you've got money because you just came out of the Pick and Pay and they helped you load all of your groceries in your car. So they know you've got money. You can't spare your 5 rand for looking after your car.
I just imagine now, those cartoony drawings of, the horror movies with a monster and everything, the like 1960s style drawings. And just a point of, it's like a perspective shot of a SUV with a suburban lady and her two kids, like in shock. It was like, oh, there's this guy outside the window,
This dark shadow that
just in a just a high vis jacket and the hat.
or like Aku from Samurai Jack, just this dark hand like lingering over, asking for 5 rand.
Long ago, in a distant lot, I, Aku, the car guarding master, a foolish car thief warrior. We could make a little write up of that.
Back from the shop is Samurai Jack. But I saw the homeless people in this country has evolved way beyond taking the law into their own hands, beyond the car guard jurisdiction of security. I've actually seen people trying to delegate traffic during load shedding.
Yeah, no, they're road traffic officials at this point. I've heard the story. It's like, there's some guys just showing up during load shedding. It's like, okay, so the traffic lights are not working, so there's no power, what. And then this guy just shows up. He's like, okay, let me do a thing.
I mean,
apart from just, I think...
if I'm rolling by...
I think...
and I see this guy with a reflective jacket, one shoe and half a pants, and no shirt, and his skin is as thick as leather, and this guy is waving his hands around during traffic. How am I supposed to tip this person?
I think people find a way. I would guess like every now and then you would see someone actually like stopping by the guy and be like, here's a bunch of coins, and everyone else is like, that's an acceptable delay. Like, we're cool with this person like holding everyone up for a few seconds to show their appreciation to, the unofficial Metro Police.
You can't. I mean, this is such a double-sided sword, seriously, because these guys didn't go to school to delegate traffic. It's just some guy waving his hands around, and people abide by it. And the reason he's doing it is because he saw 1 or 2 people tipped him, so now he's going to continue to do it. So he's been enabled. So now we are allowing the homeless of South Africa to delegate our lives as if driving in this country wasn't dangerous enough.
Yeah, well, I guess better than nothing,
No, it's just you won't find this anywhere else.
It's like, what are the Metro Police gonna do? Like, are they gonna show up and be like, no, you whatever, piss off. Like, you're doing our job.
High on meth, and he's just, does it make... It's like, I'm trusting this guy to delegate traffic.
Yeah, he's saying go, I'll go.
Meanwhile, car in across the road, I've been waiting to go to drop a kid off at primary school for 3 hours now,
He just decided he didn't like that lady. He's like, no, you stay. Like, let me show. I'm gonna let everyone else go.
Or he just have got one eye and he's unaware there's an extra street and this delegation. Yeah.
Like, what a useless intersection, but I get money here, so...
Yeah. He probably got money once, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to keep doing this until I find that extra 10 rand, just for that extra little bit of meth. Or food
Yeah.
or whatever. I don't know. It's an interesting subject because if he wasn't enabled in the first place, if he didn't get money, that wouldn't have happened. I mean, yeah, it's crazy. I don't know how accurate these guys are. I haven't seen a lot of them, but I've seen it. And I was just lucky enough to be part of the moving. I think I would have been a lot more angry if I had to stop. But I was lucky enough to be part of the moving traffic when I saw it. And I was just thinking, like, how am I supposed to tip this guy? I'm already going. I can't stop now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess that kind of proves that people want to work, find something to do, they'll do it.
Another evolution of, I mean, there's many of them, of job creation. I feel like some of our homeless people in South Africa, what I value about them is they take initiative. Can't take that away from them, from creating like spaza shops and delegating traffic and looking after cars, or or selling sunglasses on the side of the road. Our homeless people in this country are go-getters. Um, the most interesting one that I've saw was in certain parts of South Africa where we're famous for our potholes. There are people who stand on the side of the road and fill up potholes.
Huh.
They have a
Okay.
little shovel, and then they fill up the potholes with dirt. And as the cars ride out the dirt, they just fill them back up again, and they stand on the side of the road like, I filled up this pothole. I'm doing something about this country. I thought
Yeah.
that was
Again.
probably
Yeah.
one of the most interesting ones that I've seen.
Yeah. Again, it's like, probably not as good as a proper team that fills it up, but better than nothing.
Like, they saw opportunity, like, listen, people drive here every day. Maybe I can get tipped because people complain about it. And I think that initiative, say what you want about it, I think that the initiative that's been taken with regards to being homeless in this country is actually beautiful. It's not like people sitting on the side of the road, not just begging. They're trying to do something about their situation, and that is the value I find in that. I actually think it's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just unfortunate, with our history. Like we live in the places we live in, they're built for cars. Like no one ever thought like, maybe it's better if you could walk everywhere. And it's like, no, you need to take a car. No. That's, people don't want to walk; they want to drive. So that's a bit unfortunate. It's
I've adapted quite the European lifestyle here where I live right now.
very classy.
I walk everywhere where I want to go. To the shop, because the shop is close to my house, and I live really close to a couple of blocks away from a mall, and a couple of blocks, well, I think a couple of kilometers, if you have to think about it, like half an hour's walk to the next town. And I walk on weekends or when I'm off, because if I have to drive in my car, it's going to take me 10 minutes to get there or whatever. But walking or riding my bicycle, it's just a lot more fun. I can listen to music and I make an adventure of it, and I can see more around me. And, it kind of gives me like, I don't know if remember when we were kids, when we went to go visit our friends, climb on our bicycle, and we went,
Yeah.
We wanted to go to the shops, we ride on bicycles to get there. And I kind of like doing that again, listening to my music, just cruising on my bike, doing little jumps off the sidewalks, and drinking water, taking a break under a tree. And I was recently back in Pretoria for my cousin's wedding for a weekend, and in the good old Moet, my favorite place in the world. And they kept asking me, can we go drop you off somewhere? And they lived right there on the top of the mountain, and I wanted to walk to Waverley Plaza or whatever. and I wanted to walk. No, we can drop you off. Like, no, I wanna walk. And everybody looked at me like I'm crazy. Why?
Yeah, it is a weird thing to do. It's like, it's like we can afford to take you there in a car. Like, why would you want to walk? But it is a lot nicer. Walking places, having stuff close by where you don't need to climb in a thing and then take it somewhere where someone else has to look after it and make sure it doesn't disappear, when you come back. It is a lot nicer.
Actually done the math.
But yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
Well, but again, we didn't build our urban areas to be like that, which is a shame. Yeah, no, it is a big shame, and it's very difficult to fix it after you've built, like how many thousands of suburbs that are connected by roadways. Like it's difficult to come back from that. So it's kind of like if you can walk, it's great. Like do it.
I've done the math that it takes me less time to ride my bicycle to the shops and back than to go there with my car, trying to look for parking and paying the parking afterwards and getting out of the parking and get back home. It's actually a lot quicker for me to just take my bicycle. So in essence, it's a lot more convenient for me to take my bicycle versus taking the car.
Yeah. And the unfortunate thing is, for people living a little bit further away, it becomes more convenient for them to take a car. So they're going to take a car. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the failure of our historic urban planning. That and a couple of other reasons, but yeah.
What is a recent movie that you have watched that you can say, yeah, I have enjoyed that? Because I'm struggling to find movies where I can sit back, like in the good old days after I watched the movie and just think, yeah, that was a good movie.
Oh yeah, Puss in Boots. Puss in Boots, yeah. The little Shrek cat, yes, that one.
When did you watch?
No, it was a good movie. Yeah, it's what's her full name? But yeah, you can just give it a Google. You'll find the name of the movie.
When did you watch that?
I think 1 or 2 weeks ago. But it's of the movies I've watched, that's a good one.
Wow.
I also watched Moonfall, and it was just it's just a good movie to turn your brain off and just like watch the craziness. Have you watched Moonfall? Moonfall, yeah.
No.
The plot is in the name. The moon is falling towards Earth. It's getting out of, it's like
Moonfall.
just, yeah, like the moon is falling,
So, wait, explain the premise. So, the moon is falling to our planet.
Yeah, so there's a bit of secrecy, like no one wants to admit it, but everyone realizes like, oh shit, the moon is out of orbit and it's getting closer to Earth. Like it's just like it's going to smash into the Earth. But the plot gets way crazier.
It's almost like that other movie, Don't Look Up, with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh yeah, it's like that, but it's from the same guy who directed 2012. So it's got that. So it's got that vibe to it. It's more like, oh shit, here's a disaster coming, and there's like two people on Earth who, have an interest and the skills to realize like, oh shit, the moon is falling out of orbit while, the government is keeping it secret because people are going to panic. It's like, oh shit, people are going to lose their minds when they realize.
People just die blissfully.
Yeah, let them just continue with their work and, let them wake up at 3 a.m. and travel somewhere for 5 hours. Let that be their last day on Earth. They don't need to know. They could be doing something more fun.
Yeah, they could be. Anarchy can happen at any
Just
moment.
just let them keep traveling for work, you know? Like that's what people like to do. We all love traveling.
What would you do if you know 100% the world is going to end in a week? What would you do differently?
But um yeah, I don't know. Touch grass. Maybe. No, shit. I don't know. Like all of a sudden, like, you know, I need to have like touch more of it. It's like as much as you can, touch all of it. Even the grass the dogs pee on, like just touch it.
One of the things you can go do. You know.
Climb a tree. I
don't. Charl knows the planet is ending in a week. Instead of doing all of the things on his bucket list, or go rob banks, or steal cars, or whatever, he runs out of his
I'm gonna go.
make grass angels.
I like make a serious sprint towards the nearest lawn. It's like
Now I know.
I've got to experience plants.
Let me experience these plants for the last time. I'm sorry, grass. I haven't given much credit as you need.
Yes.
If I see
Yeah. But I would probably kill the pigeons who are noisy, you know. It's just like, you know, there's no consequences anymore. Like you noisy, annoying pigeon, like now I can just kill you. No one's going to no one's going to judge me for it.
So your game plan is go rekindle your love for plants and murder pigeons.
Yeah. As climb trees, touch grass, kill bird. That's just, you know, go full primal. Just
abandon all comfort. Go live in the mountain and in urban areas and murder pigeons.
Yeah, you know, set up a tent on a grassy patch, cut out the bottom of a tent so I can touch the grass.
Yeah, and sleep on it.
Yeah, just experience as much grass as I can that last week.
So to go rest your weary bones after murdering pigeons all day.
Yeah.
That's your last week on the planet.
Yeah, maybe get a cat as well. You know? Like we're good at catching the pigeons. Yeah.
To help with the pigeon murder.
Yeah, you know, the first cat I see with a dead bird, like I'm adopting that one.
You are my best friend now.
Yeah. Like, thank you for your CV, your hide.
What would your weapon of choice be for this pigeon murder?
Probably just a airsoft rifle. I mean, they're basically made for killing pigeons. No?
With the little bullet, with the little metal bullets.
Yeah. I don't know what else, you know, like, I mean, why did they make that gun, right? I mean, it's made to kill small things. Like, that's it. Like, who invented this and thought, like, oh, you know,
let's murder small defenseless animals.
Yeah, they're so difficult to get, you know, we need to, like, shoot them with something, but a 22 is just, you know, it feels like overkill. You know, there's got to be a more elegant way.
It's just useless murder because there's not even animals that's part of the food chain.
You know, someone thought, like, you know, the cat is way too slow. Like, I'm just going to invent something to fast forward the process.
It's like, we've got guns that can kill people. We've got guns that can kill cities. We've got weapons that can kill everybody on a continent. What type of weapon have we not invented yet? And then someone in the boardroom just raised their hand. How about small defenseless animals? And then, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. Someone's like, what about insects like crickets and roaches? It's like, no, we'll make another gun for that. Like, no, we'll make a BB.
If only there was a gun that can kill small defenseless animals and just seriously injure humans. If only there was something like that. And then this intern that's been waiting his whole life for this moment jumps up and puts down the blueprints for the airsoft assault rifle. Well, what do we have here?
Yeah.
I think if I knew there was only 1 week left on this planet, I would, I don't know actually what I would do, but I would definitely go break laws and try and get away with them before I get caught. Hopefully, I would try and go break as many laws as I can. By the time I get caught, the world ends. That's one thing I'll do.
Oh. So what law did you have in mind? What's your favorite one to break? If you had to think about it, which...
If I ever were to start a life of crime, if I were ever become a criminal, I would become a burglar, but not like a home burglar. I wouldn't steal from people who's got families and stuff. I would steal from like rich mansions, people who's got holiday homes, those 1%ers who's actually like never in those homes. I would break into those houses and steal shit. Or instead of stealing shit, I would like inconvenience them in a very unfortunate manner, like taking a top deck in their toilets.
Yeah, going to the Porsche dealership and just ruining all the spare parts,
No, that's like the dealership. Like I'm saying, I wanna reverse Robin Hood people. Like I wanna go piss the rich off. Like go take a shit in the top section of their toilets, or replace their sugar with salt, and do things like that in their house, and then steal, and then steal things that is just stupid. Like why do they have this golden rhinoceros statue in their lobby? I would steal like awkward and things like that, and then I would sell it on Facebook Marketplace under a pseudonym for like a fraction of that number.
Yeah, like just enough to think that this is a cheap replica or some kitsch golden rhino.
And I'll have the people buying it collect it from that house.
Yeah, ultra mischief.
I'm here for the PlayStation 5. What is what? So I would find out who owns the house, and I would create a Facebook page as that person. So whoever comes and collect the item, go ask that specific person. No, I spoke to you on Facebook. I'm here for the PlayStation 5. Like, what? That's what I'll do. I'll become a burglar that robs the rich, that robs and inconvenience the rich.
A nuisance.
And I'll probably drive around in their cars until it's empty and take a big fart in it before I leave.
Yeah. Well, call me up and tell me, like those guys have some nice grass. You should go and touch it.
Shit ton of pigeons there too. Bring your cat. But that
snipe the African grey from the lawn,
No, don't kill the African greys. Let's not bring the parrots into this. I mean, those guys already got a raw deal. I mean, parrots are such beautiful creatures, and humans are so arrogant. They see a creature with the ability of flight, and they put it in a cage and make it shit on all the information.
Yeah, no, a very social creature. Like, the cool thing is, like, if enough of them escape, like, they make a little colony and then they fly around. Because they're social birds. Like, they hang out in flocks and they talk to each other, and then we're like, we put one in a cage by itself, like no friends, and then if enough of them get out, they form a new little flock. And
Yeah, shit on yesterday's news. That's your life now.
Yeah.
Or this week.
Talk to me if you want food. Yeah.
He's so clever. He can ask for the food. Meanwhile, this animal is just super hungry.
Yeah, and the worst part is, like, a lot of them end up imitating all the household sounds. So you get this. You visit someone's house and you don't know they have a parrot, and you just hear this beeping. It's like, guys, is like someone using the microwave. Is the smoke alarm going off? And it's like, no, it's the parrot. Yeah. Yeah. All time it's like, what the fuck, It's like, is someone, aren't you guys going to answer that? It's like, no, it's just the parrot.
No, one
is like missing
kids in my calls.
Like, someone's texting the parrot again. Hey, that's kind of sad, though. It's a very clever bird, and it's like it ends up just imitating all the electronics in your house. It's like, no one talk to this bird.
That's literally insanity. That animal is going insane. Imagine you get put in a cage and you just like it sounds bleeped at you the whole time. Eventually you become so insane, you just sit there imitating. You have reached the voicemail service. Oh, yeah. Like, he only speaks in electronic sounds. That's the only way Kyle communicates now. Apologies. Charl, I've come to this point in the podcast where I would like to ask you if you could share absolutely anything to anyone in the world right now on this recording. What would you say?
Let's like make a big think.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I think to keep it topical is appreciate birds, right?
There's the guy who's gonna murder them on his last week on this planet.
It's called respecting your prey. Like, you don't just there's there's a
I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
Yeah,
Kawik.
Yeah, it's kind of appreciate birds. A lot of them have managed to survive in a very hostile environment. I mean, we've got the famous kiwit, who just like flies around and makes nests and attacks everything that comes close to it, even though it has no business attacking anything. You have a pigeon, which, it's sure they're annoying, but, they're doing a good job. Like, I mean, there's no other city bird as successful as the pigeon. We've got the parrots that are very clever. They're pretty cool creatures. We can appreciate them.
Thank you, Charl, for
Like I said, but still, the gloves are off. I'm taking a few of them out. And
I'm struggling to take your advice in the world seriously right now. Because I'm just imagining you having an army of cats, and you've gone full primal, and you look like you look like a prehistoric cave person with a BB gun strapped around your back, and
an airsoft rifle on my back and 2 cats on my shoulders.
yeah, and 2 little handguns, living on a patch of grass somewhere in the middle of a traffic circle in Stormfall Road, becoming the pigeon killer. But Charl, thank you very much for coming on my podcast. It's been an honor and a pleasure to have you here. And
thank you. No. Yeah, no, it was nice having a casual, random, meandering chat about, everything and nothing. And, no, it was good, man. Thanks for the invite and everything. Then hopefully we get some more peeps and we can make a big old podcast with some of the rest of the gang. Couldn't make
so those of you who don't know, we were supposed to have Rudolph here on the show, and we promised him before we signed this off. We promised Rudolph that we're gonna shout out to his latest product that he's gonna put on the market from the same people who brought you pop bransels. Rudolph is now introducing pasta bransels.
Yeah, proud sponsor of today's podcast for the Kyle High Club. Just like to give a shout out to
Rudolph. So, all right, let me do a proper commercial for this. Charl, you can fall in wherever you want. Are you tired of having normally cooked pasta? Are you just bored with just having regular tasting pasta? No.
Pasta again?
Exactly. Rudolph Eicher will bring you pasta bransels. Yeah, that's it.
Sizzled, gristled to perfection,
burned to a crisp. Today's sponsor of the Carlisle Club is Rudolph Pasta's Bransels, where pasta is cooked too much. Charl, thank you very much for coming to my podcast.
It's a pleasure.
I want to say be happy and be inspired.